dark room and then you go outside and the light is blinding. The light is so irritating to your eyes. You can't see, you get a headache. See, light can be so irritating when we're so used to the dark. Today, some of us have been in the dark a lot during quarantine. Not just talking about a physical dark, but a spiritual dark. And instead of reaching out to the light, we stay in the dark. Life can feel easier to live in the dark when our eyes have adjusted to it. See, these dark spaces we allow ourselves to sit in, I call shadows. Shadows, yes, shadows. A dark area produced by a body or object coming between rays of light and a surface. Shadows. My parents are getting a divorce and I feel torn about what to do and how to feel, questioning why I was born. It's dark in here, shadows. I'm living and I keep reading lies on Instagram about how I'll never measure up, and I'm debating if another breath is necessary, shadows. Filled up my car with gas, with nowhere to go. Tank is full, but my heart is empty, shadow. I can't leave my house because I'm told a virus put a hit on my life. I'm afraid to go outside. How long is this roller coaster ride? Shadows. My PS4 is on and the light from the screen is on my face and my squad is in the game with me, yet I feel like life is a one-player game. Shadows. Shadows are real. They are a dark space we sometimes reside in, even though light is so close beside it. Many times we can allow our circumstances that are out of our control to push us into some dark shadows. Yeah, I don't know what you are facing, but we all got our battles. We all sit underneath some shadows. Maybe it's a shadow of fear, a shadow of anger, a shadow of offense, a shadow of apathy, bitterness, maybe even a shadow of depression. We all have lived in shadows because we live in a world that is filled with them. See, this isn't anything new. I promise it's not just me and you. David in the Bible shares with us that this has happened to him too, that he has also been in some dark shadows. David, a great king who like us was imperfect and who like us had to fight some giants. David had some dark shadows. See, it says in the Bible that even when he walked through the valley of the shadow of death, a real place of darkness, although he walked through the shadow of death, he felt protected and safe. Walked through a shadow of death? How does someone feel protected and safe walking through a shadow of death? I know in my shadow, I feel helpless and afraid. What's my shadow? Maybe you're like me and the shadow you call home is anxiety. Instead of walking out of it with God, I sat in it and let it become a part of me. See, the shadow I've sat in is anxiety. I kept it in so deep inside of me. Thoughts running and I can't keep up. It makes me want to give up. I ate its lies for dinner and went to bed feeling thinner, weaker. My dreams became my anxiety's playground. Sleepless nights, petty fights, no sounds, but the silent thoughts were enough to make my ears numb to the thought of peace. My anxiety leads me to respond with panic, to sink like the Titanic. Worry, worry, worry. About my future, about my yesterday, about my today. But did you pray? Yes, a little, but still I feel it near me. Yeah, this is the real me, but rest assured it's not the end of me. I have been a resident at the home that is anxiety, but I finally got to a point where I realized this doesn't have to be the forever me. I realized David wasn't alone, but someone pushed him to keep going, to walk through and eventually out of the dark space. See, the difference many times is that we sit in our dark space instead of walk through it. We sit in our shadow of anxiety, comparison, sadness, and loneliness when we were supposed to seek the one who can walk us through it. See, Psalm 91 says, "Those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty." See, I finally realized that God may have allowed us to enter these dark spaces, but we were never meant to sit in them alone, but walk through them together. See, we may walk through some dark shadows, but God's shadow is our home. Anxiety will not be my home. It will not be any longer, but I realized it was a place to get me stronger, to learn to fight and grow, but not to sit down alone. I have always had sleepless nights, but I need you to know that God told me He stays up all night so we don't have to. You're not alone. I promise He is with you.